Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Still, Bakhmut is the hottest spot in the fight between Russia and NATO troops on the Ukrainian territory. I know they like it differently, but I don't have to obey by their linguistics. The same with using other words instead of the real term that defines the condition. And I have here an article coming from an unusual source telling us that Prigozhin and Wagner group actually advanced in Bakhmut quite a bit, and they give you some, at least this article gives us some information, some numbers on how much territory actually the Ukrainians occupy or control in Bakhmut, and that's a very small area, I gotta tell you that. So let's get going with this article, which comes from International Business Time, and this is from the 30th of April 2023. The title is Ukraine says it still holds parts of Bakhmut. Russia reports progress. So if you have this as a statement, that's not a good statement. We're still there. Yeah, you heard. You might have heard we're gone, but we still hold parts of Bakhmut. Okay, that's not good news. Ukraine said on Sunday its troops were holding on to parts of eastern city of Bakhmut, focus of a prolonged Russian assault, while the head of major pro-Moscow force said his men were making progress. Russian forces, which have struggled for months to capture Bakhmut, are also taking over more and more of the city. And I'm quoting, "Fierce fighting continues in the city of Bakhmut. The enemy is unable to take control over the city despite throwing all its forces into the battle and having some success," end quote, said Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar. And I'm quoting again, "The defense of Bakhmut is coping with its military tasks," end quote, she said. In a Telegram post, the Ukrainian military does not reveal exactly how much of the city is in Russian hands. Separately, Serhiy Cherevati, or Sherevati, I'm guessing, a spokesperson, yes, he's a person, he's not a man, for Ukrainian troops in the east, told the ICTV channel it was still possible to supply the Bakhmut defenders with food, ammunition, and medicine and evacuate the wounded. Russia's defense ministry earlier said its forces had taken 4 blocks in western Bakhmut on Sunday, today. Reuters could not independently confirm the claim. Well, I didn't hear that when you reported these things here. Do you see this here? So these guys reported all this, what the Ukrainians said, and they did not say, hey, Reuters could not independently confirm that or verify that. But when it's about Russia's statements, Reuters could not independently confirm the claim. That's why we have, these guys are not, how should I put it, free media. These are just, propaganda. Ukraine, which says its forces are waiting for better weather before launching a long-promised counteroffensive, is pleading with allies to overcome their hesitation about supplying modern fighter jets. There's no hesitation. They will give it to you. Don't worry. And that's according to the pattern they already set. And I'm quoting, "Without air cover, it is impossible to achieve good results in both offensive and defensive actions," end quote. Air Force spokesman, oh, you got a man, Yuri Ignat told TSN television on Sunday, saying it would take months to train pilots on Western plane. Now, this is idiotic. Someone is lying, because today and yesterday I heard all kind of Ukrainian weasels telling us that actually they have a group of fighters that are ready to jump on the F-16s. They're trained, they're good to go. They're good to go. And the other one is, you see this, it's impossible to achieve the goals without air cover. Again, the Ukrainians said, including Zelensky, that the counteroffensive does not need F-16s, I think. That's what he said, I remember. Or someone, a Ukrainian. Again, said, we don't need F-16s. We're ready to go. The attack on Bakhmut is being spearheaded by the private Wagner group militia. Oh, they're not mercenaries all of a sudden? How come? Whose leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, said on Telegram that his men had advanced, now this is up to 230 meters, 750 feet, in some directions on Sunday. That 230 meters. That's 2.5 football fields length. Pro-Kiev units control less than 3 square kilometers. Less than 3 square kilometers, 1.2 square miles, he said. Well, that's not a lot. Not a lot. I tell you why. If you control all that and you put all the artillery over there and close your eyes, they should be done in about 30 minutes. If you do it that way, Prigozhin, who has clashed repeatedly with Russia's defense ministry, reiterated complaints that Moscow was not supplying his forces with enough ammunition. As a result, Wagner had suffered unnecessarily high losses, he added. And let's go to the map. Ram pam pam. This is a Russian map. It's Weasel Russians from Sputnik did not update it. It's still from the 26th. Boo! And we go here to Bakhmut, which the Russians call Artemovsk, which is right here. You see this, Artemovsk? Right there. So this is what's left of the city. Now, obviously, I don't have it detailed. I don't care to have it detailed. I go by what this guy said here. They advanced 230 meters, and their pro-Kiev units control less than 1.2 square miles, according to Prigozhin. Remember that one. So that little square over there. And all this, supposedly, according to the Russians, is under their control. I personally have little doubt that Bakhmut will fall. And I've been waiting for this. It was just like a, how should I put it? I don't know if you remember the, unfortunately I have to give you this example, September 11 terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers, World Trade Center. Remember when the first tower started collapsing? Well, that's Bakhmut. So once it started, it's not going to stop. So it's just a matter of time. What I think happens over there is the Russians are trying to have the least losses possible. That's what I think. The Ukrainians obviously report that they kill Russians in thousands. Maybe true. Well, if I look at the Russian side, that's idiotic. As I said, you can just pinpoint and bomb the out of those guys on that little. Where are they located? In buildings? You hit one building and it collapses, all gone. And then you come with infantry and pop. All right, it's easy to say that, I understand that one, but those infantrymen of Ukrainian descent or not, they have to hide behind certain, something. It's not going to stay in plain view, so you hit those things. A square 1.2 square miles is not a big deal. It's not a big area. You can just square it and mow it down. I don't know why it's taking so long. I'm expecting that the Russians are trying to do it with least effort as possible. That's what I think, but it's not necessarily that's true. The Ukrainians reported in other articles that supposedly the route that supplies their fighters in Bakhmut is still open. That's the one right here. You see that right here? This route right here. They say it's still open, so they can supply their people now and get their wounded out. I would suggest that they get a out of there as soon as possible. But I think it was just I think that when we're going to learn, or you guys, I'll be dead by then, learn about, about the younger generation, talk about the losses and the war here, and maybe by that time, I don't know, it depends, either or. You would be allowed to find the truth, and more, some investigators would be allowed to really write books and other things about what happened there, honestly, based on the evidence they find. You're going to find out that it was a crime over there, a big crime. And it was not, I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm talking about the Ukrainians now, so I'm ignoring the Russians, done by the Ukrainian command, which sacrificed, I think, a lot of people over there for a no goal. That's what I think. Well, you're going to tell me when you come and visit me down there, because I'm not going to go down up there, okay? If there's an up and down, or at least you find me down there, okay? And I'll be loud as hell. You're going to hear me. Hey, I think that's Emil over there. Oh, okay, there he is. Crying for forgiveness. Not. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Look for the truth. And be just. Peach wine. Very good. Sweet.